welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year! So today's video is all about non-surgical nose jobs. Again, this is kind of a round 2 for me because I know I did a video a long time ago on this. The thing was, loads of people asked me loads of questions in the comment boxes, little bits of bobs that they wanted to know. So it kind of became clear to me that I hadn't really answered everything and all the bits of information that people really wanted to know. So this is why I'm doing this video. So for anyone who does not know what a non-surgical nose job is and you're a little bit new to all of this and didn't see my previous video, I'll explain really quickly. It is basically getting a bit of dermal filler in your nose. It's really good for people who've got like kind of like a crooked nose or a dorsal bump, and they put filler in your nose and it smooths out the bump, making the illusion of a straight nose. It's as simple as that, and it's a non-permanent method, so eventually it does go back to what it was like before. So I had mine for 10 months and I'd started to notice that it wasn't as straight as it used to be, so I got in touch with Viva Skin clinics about having a little bit of a touch up. I actually recorded the procedure so that I could actually show you what goes on in it. Of course, because this was a 10-month touch up and it wasn't like, you know, going completely from scratch with my nose before it was. I mean, it was super quick, it was so short and painless, and it was really simple. So it's not the full whack of exactly what you have done. It is just a little bit of a touch up. Then I actually finished off with a Q&A with Dr Rupert to answer all of your questions that you had to ask, because I figured instead of me being like, this is the answer and this is my opinion, I'd actually ask an expert instead. So that is towards the end, and these are my before and after pictures. So as you can see, it really was super minimal, the change that I had done, but I'm really happy with it. And all these things, I mean, these need doing every probably 10 months or so. Mine's lasted 10 months, so I can imagine that I'm probably gonna have to get it done in another 10 months. So let's dive in and see the video of the actual procedure taking place. Dr Rupert talks it through, and then I will go into the Q&A.
Hi guys, I'm Dr Rupert and this is Viva Skin Clinics. We're really happy to have Sophie in, and we're going to do a little demonstration today of some nose reshaping or a non-surgical rhinoplasty. So this involves small amounts of filler just into the nasal bridge, just to create the impression of a nice flat ski slope shaped nose. So we're going to talk you through the procedure, and we'll be back with the before and afters. What we're going to do now is just pop a little bit of local anaesthetic on, so make sure this stays on for 10 minutes to make sure that the procedure is as pain-free as possible. So we're going to just apply a little bit of local anaesthetic, and that numbs the skin to the nasal bridge. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make that a little bit straighter, just the nasal bridge there, and pop a tiny bit of filler in. So I'll just show you how we do it. So your first injection coming up. Okay. Let me know if there's any pain.
It will do.
Okay.
I'm ready. Go for it.
And now we've got a perfectly straight nose.
Is that it?
We're all done.
Oh my god, that was so quick. That was super quick.
The side-on profile picture of the mirror, you can have a little look and see what you think.
Amazing.
So let's have a look at the side-on. It's obviously going a teeny bit red, but...
Oh yeah, that's just like, it's so subtle, but it's just kind of like evened it all out now.
Exactly.
So I'm going to ask Dr Rupert just a few questions, because I know my last video people had lots of things they wanted to know that I didn't quite answer. One of them was, how long does this usually last for, this procedure and the filler? Like, how permanent can it be?
So, I mean, that's a really important question to make sure you've answered. And to be honest, it all depends on what type of filler is injected.
Yeah.
So with the one for noses, we kind of want to define the nose. So we want to put something a little bit harder in. So the reason why I say that is because the harder stuff lasts a bit longer. So
yeah.
You're looking at sort of 9 months or so
yeah.
on average for this product that I've used today.
Yeah, amazing. And so that's the kind of different product that you usually use compared to doing lip fillers and
exactly.
Like that.
So with lips, you've got to make sure that's a little bit more of a softer product.
Yeah.
So for example, Juvederm Volif. So this is a nice, soft and subtle product, which means that you won't end up with, so any unnatural looking lip.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It all depends on what
lips.
area, exactly. It all depends on what area is being injected. So this is a little bit harder, this one,
yeah,
so it lasts a bit longer.
Okay, so how much does this procedure usually cost for most people that come here?
So on average, every clinic charges different prices.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would say sort of in the region of about £300.
Yeah, okay, that's really good. Because I think I think what I love about this procedure is I thought I wanted a nose job and I thought that's what I needed.
Yeah.
But actually the issue wasn't the fact that I had a really big nose, it's the fact that my nose lacked volume here. So I like the fact that it's such an affordable alternative to a £5,000 nose job, plus the risks seem a lot.
Downtime.
Yeah, the downtime, there's nothing.
Anaesthetic.
Yeah, exactly.
All the additional.
And also if you don't like it, it's the kind of thing that will disappear eventually, which although no one ever really doesn't like it.
The other thing is as well is that filler is completely reversible. So with surgery, you're doing sort of irreversible changes to the nose. So if you don't like it, then you require sort of corrective procedures and stuff. But with this, if there's any reason why you're not too happy, you can always have the product as well. So it kind of makes sense from that point of view too. Yeah,
definitely. And I've actually heard of people before who've had a lot of people who come and have non-surgical nose jobs and have this filler in their nose are actually people who've had nose jobs already, but they're not happy with the results, so they come and have things finished off here.
So quite often tweaking bits with dermal filler. So wherever you guys choose to go as well, just make sure it's somewhere that you've got a responsible and clinician who's adequately trained as well in the procedure too.
And what kind of nose shapes can you alter with filler, really? It's like, is it best for people who've got hook nose, or what other kind of things can you do with it?
So the two things you can do with dermal filler in the nose is if there's a little bit of a sort of indent at the top of the nasal bridge. So as you said, sort of more of a hook nose shape. They're particularly good results with dermal filler. As for the second thing you can do is you can also tilt the tip of the nose upwards a little bit with a small injection just underneath the nose. And the perfect angle is sort of 130 degrees. So by putting a tiny bit of filler there, you can actually just you can sort of tilt the nasal tip upwards a bit. So those are the two main things. So if the nose is pointing downwards, or if there's a little bit of a bump at the top of the nose, they can both be corrected very well with the product.
So obviously I have had this procedure, and I can say that I personally didn't feel like it was very painful. I've had it done where I've had it here before, and that was painful, but here isn't. Is there anything else that other people have ever said to you that is really painful, or is it quite painless compared to other fillers?
So I'd vouch for you. I mean, what you just said is very accurate.
Yeah.
So the nasal tipping bit where you kind of point the nose upwards a bit, that can be a little bit painful.
That's a bit nasty.
The most important thing is the local anaesthetic, which is applied to the top of the nose. So as long as that's on for 10 minutes, then it's a lot less painful than if you were to inject without the local. So the local anaesthetic is the key, really.
Yeah.
In that case.
The thing that I really loved about this procedure is the fact that it is an amazing alternative to an actual proper nose job. But what scares me about nose jobs is that it's permanent, and if it's not what you wanted, that for me would be quite a disappointing thing. Plus, I didn't really want my nose to be any smaller. I just wanted to get rid of the bump in it, which was perfect. We all have our insecurities, and there's always things that we don't necessarily like about ourselves. I think the most important thing is that you're happy. So if you're happy with your nose the way it is, amazing. If you want to change it, I'm never going to judge anyone for wanting to change themselves a little bit, because at the end of the day, you are your own person, and it is entirely up to you. Whatever makes you happy and happiest, that's the most important thing. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Please like the video if you did. If you have any more questions I didn't cover, I'm really sorry, and please ask below and I'll definitely get back to you. I've put Dr Rupert at Viva Skin Clinic's details below as well, and if you do want to go ahead with this procedure and treatment or anything like this, do quote my name, Sophie from Fashion Slave, when you're actually booking, and then he can sort you out a 10% discount. He's based in London across 3 different sites, so it's really easy to find, it's really easy for different people to get to. And if you want to make sure you keep up to date with what I'm up to on all my other socials channels, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Sophie Milner _FS, and my Twitter handle is the exact same as well. And that's pretty much about it. Don't forget to hit subscribe below. Anyway, thank you for watching.